If a man truly wants to succeed, what must he remove from his life first? That is a question many people don't like to ask themselves because it forces you to confront uncomfortable truths. It is easy to talk about success in terms of what to add, more skills, more knowledge, more connections. But very few people talk about what needs to be taken away. Yet the truth is simple and powerful. Success is not only built by what you do, but by what you are willing to cut off completely. And if you stay with me until the end, you will understand the one truth that separates disciplined men from those who remain stuck, year after year, watching others move forward while they stay in the same place. In life, growth requires removal. Just like a farmer cannot expect a healthy harvest without clearing weeds, a man cannot expect progress if his life is filled with habits, distractions, and mindsets that quietly destroy his potential. Many people think they are not succeeding because they lack opportunity, luck, or support. But in reality, what holds most men back is not what they are missing. It is what they refuse to let go of. So if you are serious about changing your life, not just talking about it but actually living it, then you need to look honestly at the things you must remove at the root. The first thing a man must cut off is the habit of chasing women. This is not about disrespect or avoiding relationships. It is about understanding priorities and control. Not every attraction deserves your attention. Not every feeling deserves your time. When a man spends most of his energy chasing validation, affection, or temporary pleasure, he slowly loses direction. His focus becomes scattered, his time becomes wasted, and his goals become secondary. Think about it. How many hours are lost texting, scrolling, impressing, or trying to gain attention that adds no real value to your life? While you are caught in that cycle, another man is learning a skill, building a business, strengthening his body, or planning his future. The difference is not intelligence or luck, it is discipline. A focused man understands that there is a time for everything, but he does not allow desire to control his decisions. If you want to test yourself, ask this simple question. If I redirect just half of the time I spend chasing attention into building my future, where would I be in 6 months? That question alone can change your life. The second thing that must go is procrastination. This is one of the most dangerous habits because it feels harmless in the moment. Saying, "I'll do it later," does not feel like failure, it feels like a small delay. But what many people do not realize is that delay is a silent thief. It does not come loudly or aggressively. It comes quietly, stealing minutes, hours, days, and eventually years. The task you avoid today does not disappear. It waits, grows, and becomes heavier tomorrow. And over time, procrastination creates a pattern. You begin to associate effort with discomfort and avoidance with relief. But that relief is temporary while the consequences are long-term. Imagine two men. One starts small today, even if imperfectly, while the other keeps waiting for the perfect time. After a year, the difference between them is not small, it is massive. One has experience, growth, and results. The other has regret and excuses. To break this cycle, you need to train yourself to act immediately, even when you don't feel ready. A simple exercise you can start with is the 5-minute rule. Tell yourself, "I will do this task for just 5 minutes." Most of the time, once you start, you will continue. And even if you don't, you have still broken the habit of delay. Progress does not require perfection, it requires action. The third thing a man must remove is a negative mindset. This is more powerful than many people realize because your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. When a man constantly doubts himself, expects failure, or believes he is not capable, he begins to act in ways that confirm those beliefs. He hesitates when he should act, he gives up when he should persist, and he avoids opportunities because he assumes the worst outcome. Over time, this creates a cycle where his reality matches his mindset. But here is the truth. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. You cannot build a strong life with a weak mindset. Think about a time when you believed in yourself. How did you act? Now compare it to a time when you doubted yourself. The difference is clear. To change this, you must become aware of your thoughts and challenge them. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," replace it with, "I will figure this out." It may sound simple, but repeated over time, it changes how you approach challenges. Another powerful exercise is reflection. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? This shifts your focus from negativity to growth, and over time, it builds confidence. The fourth thing to cut off is laziness. This is where many dreams quietly die, not because people do not have ideas, but because they do not take action. Good intentions mean nothing without effort. You can plan, think, and talk as much as you want, but if you do not move, nothing changes. Laziness often disguises itself as comfort. You tell yourself you deserve rest, that you will start tomorrow, that you are waiting for the right moment. But the truth is, the right moment rarely comes. You create it through action. While you are delaying, someone else is working. While you are resting, someone else is improving. And over time, that gap becomes impossible to ignore. Imagine waking up every day and committing to just one productive action, no matter how small. It could be learning something new, exercising, working on a project, or improving a skill. Over weeks and months, those small actions compound into something powerful. Success is not built in one big moment. It is built in consistent daily effort. The question you need to ask yourself is simple. Am I moving forward today, or am I standing still? The fifth thing a man must remove is destructive habits. These are the things that seem harmless at first but slowly take control of your life. It could be excessive social media, unhealthy routines, addictions, or anything that drains your time and energy without giving anything meaningful in return. The danger of destructive habits is that they do not show their impact immediately. They build slowly, day by day, until one day you realize they have taken over. What you repeat daily eventually owns you. If you spend hours every day on activities that do not help you grow, you are not just wasting time, you are negatively shaping your future. To change this, you need to identify your habits honestly. Ask yourself, what do I do every day that does not align with the life I want? Once you identify it, replace it with something better. Do not just remove a habit, replace it. If you stop one behavior without filling that space, you will likely return to it. For example, if you reduce time spent scrolling, replace it with reading, learning, or building something. Over time, this shift transforms your daily routine and your life. The sixth and final thing to cut off is complacency. This is one of the most dangerous states because it feels comfortable. When you become comfortable, you stop pushing yourself. You stop growing, learning, and improving. You settle for what you have, even if you know you are capable of more. But life does not stand still. The moment you stop moving forward, you start moving backward. Complacency is like a slow decline. You may not notice it at first, but over time it becomes clear. Think about a time when you pushed yourself beyond your comfort zone. It was uncomfortable, maybe even difficult, but it led to growth. Now imagine if you had chosen comfort instead. You would still be in the same place. Growth requires discomfort. It requires effort, risk, and persistence. If you want to break free from complacency, you need to challenge yourself regularly. Set goals that push you, take on tasks that scare you, and refuse to settle for average. Ask yourself, am I growing or am I just existing? That question alone can wake you up. Now think of your life like a garden. If you do not remove the weeds, they do not stay small, they spread. They take over the space, consume the nutrients, and prevent anything good from growing. In the same way, if you do not remove negative habits, distractions, and limiting beliefs from your life, they will take over your time, your focus, and your future. You cannot expect a clean, successful life while holding on to things that are clearly holding you back. Growth requires honesty, discipline, and the willingness to let go. Here is a simple exercise you can do starting today. Take a few minutes and write down these 6 areas: distractions, procrastination, mindset, laziness, habits, and comfort. Under each one, write one thing in your life that you know you need to cut off. Be honest with yourself, no excuses, no hiding. Then choose one area to focus on this week. Do not try to fix everything at once. Start small but stay consistent. At the end of the week, reflect on your progress. What changed? How do you feel? Then move to the next area. Over time, these small changes will transform your life. And now here is the truth that changes everything. A disciplined man is not controlled by pleasure, he is driven by purpose. Pleasure is temporary. It feels good in the moment, but it does not build your future. Purpose, on the other hand, gives direction to your actions. It gives meaning to your effort. It keeps you moving forward even when things are difficult. When you are driven by purpose, you do not need constant motivation. You act because you know why it matters. Purpose turns an ordinary man into an unstoppable one. It gives you focus, strength, and resilience. It helps you make decisions that align with your future, not just your feelings. And once you understand this, everything begins to change. You stop chasing what is easy and start building what is meaningful. So if you are ready to take control of your life, not tomorrow, not someday, but starting now, then make a decision. Choose discipline over distraction. Choose action over delay. Choose growth over comfort. Because at the end of the day, your life will not be defined by what you wanted to do. It will be defined by what you actually did. If this message spoke to you, type discipline in the comments. And if you are serious about building strength, focus, and purpose in your life, stay connected for more content that will push you to become the man you know you can be.